Today, we're going to start a brand new video series on trapping. The first topic we're going to talk about today is raccoon trapping. It's been brought to my attention recently that I haven't really shown you guys how-to videos. I've just kind of shown myself trapping out there, and it's time now that I need to show you how to actually do it and how to ethically do it. There's a lot of rules and there's a lot of things that people just don't really understand when it comes to trapping. So today I hope to kind of clear the slate and start fresh and show you guys how to actually do it. As the summer progresses, you guys are going to be seeing different topics such as coyote trapping, raccoon trapping, which is going to be today, and then muskrat, otter, beaver, and all that. So this one is going to be about raccoons, so let's go ahead and dive into it and I'll show you guys how to raccoon trap. To start this off, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some traps here. So the first one we have is a coil spring trap. This is the most common trap you guys will see out there when you guys are researching trapping. One of my favorites, and I've caught a lot of animals in, is the live trap. This is how I started trapping. It's safe, you can use it anywhere, but the only downfall is that they're super bulky. And then my new favorite trap is the dog proof. This is a trap that you will catch a lot of animals in, and it has its purpose out there on the trap line. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where to use a live trap since we're in my backyard right now and there's a lot of animals. I'm going to go ahead and show you how we could implement using a live trap out here. So what you want to do when you're setting a new location is to scout it out. Over here in my neighbor's yard, you can see he's got a bird feeder which is going to attract those raccoons. There's a lake down there. So this would actually be a prime location just because they could walk the edge of this fence and then come into my yard, and I could put a live trap right here by this tree. It's always good to let people know what you're doing, especially if you live in close proximity to other people. They won't call the law on you and you won't have as many problems. So let them know what you're doing, and sometimes whenever you talk to them and say, hey, I'm trapping to keep the raccoons out of my yard, they're tearing up my trash cans, which has been the case in the past. If you let them know what you're doing, they might actually let you go trap on their property as well. What I'm gonna go ahead and show you now is setting a live trap. So to set a live trap, it's actually one of the easiest traps to set for beginners. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what to do here. So before you even set the trap, you wanna kind of find an area where it's not gonna rock. So what I'm gonna do is actually put it in between two trash cans to keep it held in place. Open this up, and then what you're gonna do is just slide this lever underneath the lid, and then as soon as they step on that trap pan back here, it's gonna set it off just like so. So that's the live trap. It's super basic, easy to use, and one thing I like about it too is that it has a handle on here. So if you do catch an animal in a residential area and you have people out in their yards doing stuff, you don't want to shoot the animal in the backyard when people are out. So you can transport this to a new location, or what I like to do is I will haul it over there to the woods and I will shoot it there so no one has to see it. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the dog proof trap. I came down here to the woods just because I wanted to change the scenery, and this is going to be more realistic when you guys are out there trapping. There is really no eye appeal when it comes to dog-proof traps. They're basically just a cylinder in the ground. The animal almost has to walk right into them in order to find them. So what I like to do, right here is a culvert. This is going to be a highly traveled area for raccoons. We have a little bit of a creek here that they can play around in and look for crawdads. So I've had a lot of luck putting a dog-proof trap right next to the culvert. And then on top of the hill here, I've had pretty good luck on the raccoon path that runs the top of the field up there as well. So basically just finding right where they walk. The raccoons are not very discreet about that. If they're traveling a path, you're gonna know. So you wanna find one of those paths and put the dog proof trap on. Here's the dog proof trap. This is a Duke DP. This is one of the original dog-proof traps that come out. Since then, they've had the Bridger and the Z-traps come out and many others. So what I'm gonna do to set this, grab the spring, take this down to the dog. You'll learn this if you take any trapper education classes, the different parts on the traps, but this is set right here. And in order for an animal to get caught, there's a little lever in there. I'll go ahead and show you in a different setting on the camera that the animal has to pull up on in order to set it off. So no animals such as cats and dogs can get caught because they don't have a hand in order to pull up on that lever. So that's a really cool thing about this, and they're very lightweight. I have a disposable stake on here, which I could actually get rid of and stake it down with a rebar stake, but in order to set a lot of traps, I like to use the disposable stakes. They work quite well. So you just put this in the ground like so. You want to find an area that it's gonna stick in just like that. This location here, you actually could put another trap right behind the camera here, right here next to that stake as well, and you could possibly get a double. So that's the dog proof trap down here by the culvert. Let's go ahead and go to the top of the ridge and I'll show you the coon path. Here's the raccoon path on top of the ridge, and as we follow it down, you can see my trap right there in the middle of the path. I've had a lot of luck just putting it right there in the middle, baiting it with dog food and marshmallows, and then sometimes when it's colder out, I'll put syrup or I'll put some kind of fish oil on the tree right there, and it's produced year after year. So just finding those paths, put it right there in the middle. Some guys say to put it off to the side a little bit, so when the animal gets caught, it will make a trap circle on the outside of the path and it won't disrupt it, but I've had a lot of luck just putting it in the middle. So it's up to you, but make sure you put these dog proof traps right where they're gonna walk, because again, if you put it in the middle of the woods and there's no raccoon paths and there's really no reason for a raccoon to wander over there, you're not gonna catch one. So location, location, and you'll catch yourself some raccoons. There's a field edge behind me here and a pond right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you first why I like to set a field edge, and it has to do everything with eye appeal. So I've got my coil spring trap here. I've already started digging out a bed for this trap. That's the first thing I like to do, is dig out that bed. And then from there, I can dig a dirt hole, which is what I'm gonna do here. Got that. Actually, I'll do it on this side so you guys can see it. Dig a dirt hole here. Basically what the dirt hole's for is to put your bait in there, and they have to work for it to get it out. All right, so I got my dirt hole dug out. It's gonna be about 9 to 10 inches deep. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set my trap. This is a Bridger 1.5 that I'm using here. Typically, I'll use a 1.5 anyway. This is just a brand new trap that's never been used before. So here's the trap. Go ahead and dig this out a little bit more. I like to set it about 3 inches away from the beginning of that dirt hole. So imagine that this chain is buried down too. Looking for a front foot catch on this animal. Now, as far as bedding the trap, you can do the same thing as you would with coyotes. Put something underneath the pan here so the dirt doesn't get lodged underneath, but for showing purposes, I'm just going to put this over like so. I've also had pretty good luck with sand or dry dirt, putting underneath there, and it won't get clogged as easy. I used all these corn pieces for blocking so they can't work it from behind. And I also put some dirt clods up here on the side so they can't work from the side. So the only way that raccoon is gonna be able to get down in that dirt hole here is if he comes through and puts his foot right here, and he's gonna get caught. So raccoon comes in, steps there, he's gonna get caught. Before I set that off, I kind of want to show you a dog proof trap next to that dirt hole, just to give you an understanding of why I set a coil spring here and why I didn't set a dog proof. So you can see the holes over there. Put that dog proof right next to it. So when that raccoon comes down this field edge here, or it comes over on this side, it's going to see a disturbance in the dirt, and it's gonna wanna go over here and check it out. Now, if you had a dog-proof trap, it's not gonna see anything different. It's just gonna see what appears to be a piece of wood in the field, and the smell's not gonna go anywhere. So what I like to do with the dirt hole is I will put some fish in there, and then I will squirt some syrup around it as well, and I've had a lot of luck doing that. So raccoon comes in right here, comes in and steps right there, and he gets caught. Pretty good spot. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do down here for a pocket set down here at the pond. So the first thing you wanna do, clear out a spot that's gonna act as, again, large eye appeal, and dig out a hole that goes into the bank. I've caught muskrats, I've caught a mink doing this, and any other critter that wants to check this out. So just pull this grass from the side here, and basically you want to look like something's been digging here. So I'll wet the side of this, and it's all right if some water's in the back. It's not gonna do anything. I like to dig this pretty deep in the back. All right, so the next step is to set the trap. Again, I would bait this with either muskrat, or I would bait this with fish. But go ahead and set the trap. So there's a few things that you guys can do to stake this trap. You can either put a rebar stake down here, or you could put a drowning cable, which I'm not going to show you because I don't have one, but you put a piece of aircraft cable through this piece here, and whenever they work this down, they end up drowning. So that's a fast way to dispatch your animals, and it won't tear up this set. But what I like to do is just lay it in here, just like so, just right at the mouth of that, and whenever they come through, they're gonna walk the edge here, and they're gonna wanna work inside of that, and they're gonna get caught just like that. So really good for eye appeal. I'll go ahead and show you from the other bank, and you guys should be able to see it from over 25 yards away. Right now the camera's zoomed all the way out, and as I slowly zoom this in, you should be able to see that set we just put in. It's got very strong eye appeal. If a raccoon was walking this bank here, he looks over, he sees there's a disturbance, he might backtrack and go check it out, and the closer he gets, the more likely he's gonna smell that fish or muskrat that I have in the back. I hope this video answered any questions you guys had about raccoon trapping. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to comment in the comment section below, and I will answer any questions you guys have. This is gonna be a series, so the next one should be coyote trapping, and then I'm gonna show muskrat trapping, and then later on, before trapping season starts, I'm gonna go ahead and film a beaver and otter trapping video as well. So I had a lot of fun doing this. It brings back memories when I was getting taught, and I'm just happy to give back to you guys. So again, if you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, and I'll see you guys on the next one.